Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the reaction log. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alright, we got a special spicy one here for you, and this is a rare occurrence, but you know what? I've been on a little bit of a hot streak of doing this. We're finishing a video. Hey, guess what? Jacob Collier has a cult masterclass that everybody can pay like however many thousands of dollars to attend. I don't know how much it costs, actually. Let's see if I can look that up really quick. Woo! That's so much more than I thought it would be. It's a 4-day musical retreat Hideaway. That's the one that we're watching right now. It's starting at $2,300 all the way to $10,000 just about. Dude, what is Jacob gonna do to you for $10,000? Whoa. Dude, every single person in this room paid $2,500 at least. Probably the people standing in the back paid $2,500. Everybody else is like near the $5,000 to $10,000 range. Dude, oh my god. It's time to start raising the price in that recital class, huh? By the way, the new address is sorted out, so I'm gonna probably have the recital class figured out tomorrow at some point. My god, dude, that's crazy. Oh, we're talking, whatever that is, pounds, or I assume that's pounds. You have to share rooms with people for $2,300? A private room? Dude, get that Jacob Collier private room. That one's gonna cost you. Oh my god, and we're talking about campers too. They're not even really rooms. He'll put you on the streets for 3,500 pounds. These are the actual rooms. You gotta pay 4,000 to 7,000. Whoa, dude, alright, so the 10,000, that's where you start getting the jacuzzi and whatnot. Dude, this is so crazy. That is a summer camp. It better be awesome. I'm kind of glad that we have that context now. We know Jacob is up here fighting for his freaking life, trying to be entertaining and to provide some kind of value. We're gonna try to get through this entire video, I guess. We're not gonna like show the whole thing, of course, but I don't know. Anytime something interesting happens, I'll just like show it and then try to make some joke about it, some mockery of it as I usually do. Oh, by the way, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm a classical guitarist here on YouTube. What does it mean to be a classical guitarist? It means that sometimes you're confronted with the really tough life decision of either paying for Jacob Collier's private room with the jacuzzi or getting yourself a new guitar. It's a tough one, but it is a decision that has to be made nonetheless. That being said, let's go ahead and jump into this lecture and see what we got. I'm not sure, but he's probably been doing this with a crowd for about 10 minutes or so. This is part of the retreat. You get choir lessons. You get to train with the Jacob choir, and he'll direct you for hours upon hours.
This, to me as a child, was just the ultimate thrill.
That was the ultimate thrill to you as a child? Alright. Hey, we had different childhoods, what can I say? To me, as a child, the ultimate thrill was hurting animals in my backyard.
Play a chord.
I'm just kidding. I'm so just kidding. Alright.
And you add notes to it. So, this was the chord we started with. And then you all sang. It's like, what are the properties of this note emotionally? It's warm. It's central because it's between these two notes. It's kind of like it's like a grounding pillar, like you put down.
Is my internet going bad? What is going on here? Oh, we're watching it in 4K, that's why. Sorry guys, we're gonna have to lower the quality here. My crappy Spectrum internet can't take it. Sponsored by Spectrum, by the way. Spectrum, it's internet on their terms.
But the emotional property is like, oh, it's just a little bit warmer. You sang.
Jacob's a menace with that perfect pitch. You, in particular, were a little flat, but you sang this.
And what the properties of this note? Well, this feels like more kind of like a bittersweet almost, isn't it? It's like.
What are you talking about, Jacob? I feel like a lot of these things are saying like warm and like all these different properties or whatever. Probably has a lot to do with like the timbre. Like you're just playing like a super extended major chord from what I can hear. I don't know. By the way, I can't hear anything according to all of you. You have no idea what you're hearing, Cameron. You don't even know.
There's that tension there. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That as a feeling.
It's beautiful. That's what it sounds like when you get smacked with a 2x4 in the head. Ding!
So much of the practice that I went through as a child and still now is literally just playing chords and taking notes out, putting them in, and figuring out how that note changed the feet mic.
So noodling. That's the practice you do. I'm talking crap on Jacob. He knows more about music theory than 1,000 of me. by the way. I think he actually might know so much that, at least this is how he presents himself, it seems like he's able to achieve this super high level quality of musicianship with what seems like very little like academic rigor and mostly just playing around, messing around with things, which is not how it works for most people. So yeah, all of Jacob's practice up until this point, and to achieve all of the things he's achieved, like Grammys and like all these albums, he might have just been noodling the whole time. That's Jacob though. We don't get to be like that.
It's an F minor chord, this is the note D. This is a really spicy note. Why? Because that interval and that interval, I think that's probably some of it. If we look at the chart of this...
Dude, I love this scene. Everybody's trying to pay attention, but there is nothing to pay attention to here. Look at that. Wow. It's amazing, right? I'm so enlightened. Everybody's just listening to him noodle. You all paid thousands of dollars for this. I'm kind of dropping into this without much context, too. It just sounds really funny hearing this out of nowhere.
If we look at the chart of this chord, F minor, you have A flat, E flat, B flat, F, C, G, and D in the chord. That's all the notes in the chord. And D is the brightest one, right? So
yeah, why not? It just is. Deal with it. I know I played it super high, so it sounds like, of course, it's the brightest. Whatever that means. All right.
About that thing. It just feels bright, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing with pivoting. I mentioned pivoting earlier on. When you're improvising, it's good to know when to pivot. Some of the outside notes are cool places to pivot. So if I pivot on this D, what I mean by pivot is D is going to stay the same and everything else is going to change. So you sing that D. Right, your note just completely changed color. In an F minor chord, you know what a D? It's like blue.
Okay, so we're talking about chords that share notes, and of course, when you play different chords, different notes have different contexts, and therefore feelings that could arise from hearing those notes. Okay, cool idea. I like it.
And in Summer of the Rainbow, it's the same thing goes. So many options.
Is it even the power of pivoting at that point? It's just the power of random notes, bro. It's cool to do that in certain contexts, like especially if you're a soloist, like playing whatever you want and there's no ensemble that has to follow you or anything like that. I can imagine this would get really annoying if you're playing in an ensemble though. Like I feel like doing this, you want people to go like, whoa, dude, that's so out there. But in reality, they just be like, what are you doing? Stop, dude. Just play the chords. Quit trying to be Jacob Collier. Quit trying to be cool, dude. And I know this is coming from a classical guitarist who knows nothing about improv, right? And also, this is kind of unrelated. I'm just sort of speaking right now. I'm speaking my mind. Excuse me. It's my YouTube channel. But improv can be a couple of different things. One is just the flow of music that like comes from your musical journey and everything you've learned up to this point. And I feel like that's more sort of what he's talking about right here. A very unspecific definition of improv that's just the flow of music from you. And he's giving us a tool. If you have a melody note or something, pivot to a chord that also has that note with a different context. And that can be an interesting way to like modulate or whatever. And then there's the really specific kind of improv, like improvising preludes in the Baroque style. That's not really something that you feel per se, or at least not without a lot of prior training beforehand. Same thing with like improvising in bebop style, like improvising a bebop solo. Like of course once you get familiar enough with the vocabulary, it does come from within, but it's a much more specific definition of improv that is learned through like much more specific ways. Again, I'm not making a commentary on what Jacob is saying right now. I'm just sort of differentiating those two things because I feel like they get confused sometimes. Just your ability to make music of irrelevant quality or genre or whatever that just comes from your own self and like everything you've learned versus like improvising in very particular styles.
The study of this is to sit down, play a song, and try every single chord you can think of. And you build relationships.
See, that advice, I feel like this wouldn't work for anyone who's not a mega genius. Just play everything on your instrument and then absorb it all and then organize it in your head and then write a bunch of albums. You should be able to do that, unless you're stupid or something, right? It's just such weird advice, just so unstructured. Yeah, Jacob, you're a genius, you know? Like, you can practice this way. Like, I feel like I've heard the same stuff from Guthrie Govan from his interviews, where he said things like, I never really practice, I just kind of play guitar. And that's led me to where I am now. You know, Guthrie, most of us have to practice scales and stuff, and we don't consider all of our practicing playing. It's practice, it's work. Like, when I practiced guitar today, I was not necessarily having fun during the practice, but I have such a long time horizon on what music is to me and what I want to achieve with it, that I know that I'm doing a good thing for my future self, and I'm working out these skills with discipline and slowly. And it's hard. And I'd be lying if I said that it's actually not fun. Obviously, I enjoy, like, all processes of music, but it's not all play, you know?
You can twist people's expectations of what they expect to hear and solve problems in ways that make people come to life.
What in the world are you writing? I wish we could see. I want to see that page. Just like, wow, Jacob's really cool. I don't know. Play chords sometimes. Play every chord, and then put them in the right order. Got yourself an album there. Also, fedora, bro. Jason Mraz fedora. Okay. Camo Hawaiian shirt. I'm into that. I'm surprised I don't have one of those. Dude, these people are dressed to the nines for this Jacob Collier event. Hey, you know what? If I paid at least $2,500 and up to $10,000, I'd be dressed like I was on the sickest vacation ever. Because that's what this is. I'd be acting a fool at this thing.
So if I go, there's I've pivoted.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. And that's the power of pivoting. Don't you want your arrangement to sound like that?
I'm not here. I'm here. The most important thing you need to know is it's just far away from the original key. There's a lot of tension in this chord, and it's here. That's the tension. So when I think about colourful chords, I don't just think about what notes are in the chords. I think about like the order that they come in. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't. Nobody here knows what you're doing or saying. There's no way. I love that he's beyond even saying what chord is what. Like, he's not even telling you. He's just like, just listen to this, okay? Just shut up and listen to me play this chord. Look at how weird it sounds. Isn't it weird? Now take that with you. Take it. Give me $10,000.
That chord, or if I reorganize those notes,
that chord,
that,
or that chord.
It's quite a Keith Jarrett kind of voicing. It's just a good old-fashioned A minor 11.
Hey, there we go.
It's special. Is that right? So beautiful. And this is the thing I geeked out with Herbie the day I met him in Montreux in Switzerland. Literally this, the exact thing. How much a minor ninth, this interval, can make a chord shine.
Wow. Dude, you jazzers are crazy, man. That's a real love for music and how it works. I'm glad somebody has love in their heart still.
Important distinction also to make is between improvisation and composition, because composition is when you have the luxury of sitting down and saying, okay, I'm going to consciously build a thing. I'm going to make my Tower of Sand, and I'm going to plan it out and revise it. Whereas improvisation is the same exact process, but in real time, with no way of reviewing your thing.
Well, there you go. That's the definition for that. You have any arguments for that one? Post in the comments about it. I'm not going to say anything.
I would really recommend it for anyone who's a composer here of any kind, anyone who composes or writes their thing, to try improvisation and take it kind of seriously.
That's a good distinction right there. Noodle on your instrument. Try to take it a little serious, though.
There's also something very important about composition, and if you're an improviser here and you think, oh, I made an improviser, I don't really write, definitely write as well.
Oh man, I feel like telling the composers to try improvising, that's like a reasonable task. You know, if you're composing, really dealing in musical elements, and then writing them down and then expressing them, that's a real musician. I feel like what can qualify an improviser, though? Oh yeah, I'm mainly an improviser. I don't learn anything, and I play random stuff. That was like me on guitar, like in high school. Like, I didn't know any songs at all. I just knew scales and stuff. Just like, yeah, I just improvised, bro. Basically what that means is that I have infinite material, but none of it is worth hearing or playing. So, a good point. If you find yourself in that position, which I know a lot of you do, because it's so easy to be there with guitar, because I feel like we all just learn scales and arpeggios and then just kind of make stuff up. Try to have like 5 minutes of material, like worked on set material that doesn't change depending on the day, just like it's always the same. I feel like that's a good exercise for people who have found themselves in that position.
One distills the other, and it makes your own intuitions kind of available to themselves. You spot things about yourself that you didn't know. Like, I think I've learned how non-risk averse I am from harmony, actually. And like in some areas of my life, I'm quite risk averse. Like, I don't want to do something that's crazy, wild, like put myself at a bunch of risk, or extreme sports or roller coasters. It's not really my thing. Harmonically, it's like I found out who I was a little bit.
Harmonically? Dude, I'm freaking Evil Knievel, bro. I'll put my life on the line, 1,000 to 1 odds for $1. I don't care, dude. That's the kind of chords that I'm playing. They call me Evil freaking Knievel.
Jacob's this guy, you know? And what an amazing thing to learn who you are as a person from the craft that you're working on. Little bits of yourself as available for you to learn and discover as we go through, because you just don't know who you are until you start making stuff. That's the reality.
That's an interesting idea, Jacob. I like that. I do agree with that. And sometimes that reality is something that I think we don't like facing very much. And you have to keep in mind, like the background that I present on YouTube, a lot of it is trying to mold yourself into like past standards that have sort of been established and respected. And if you are able to mold yourself effectively, not like sound like everybody else, but be at the same technical level to play the same things as everyone else, it makes you able to play standard repertoire that wouldn't be possible without these very specific techniques. But especially growing up, I used to write a lot more music than I do now, just because, like, again, my focuses are on classical guitar right now because they just are. But I remember writing music, and I always struggled with the fact that I heard other people's music and I had like their idea of music in my head, like I want to write music like that, but it never came out quite like that whenever I would go to actually write stuff and make stuff and like work in Logic, like in a DAW or something like that. It always sounded different, like me, honestly. And I struggled with that. Like, it was a little upsetting because I didn't really want that. Like, I wanted what the other people had. I want to write music like that, not like how I write it. But I don't know, I think it was just with age. Like, eventually I realized you kind of have no choice but to write music how you write it. Like, and that's true with anything, like any art form. Like, you kind of have what you have, and you can either start writing music and developing stuff, and eventually you'll get good enough at your craft to start like imitating other people in a more convincing way. But you can't really do that without first starting and just sort of accepting that you're going to make what you're going to make. And even some comparisons, like at least when it comes to stuff that I release publicly, this YouTube channel is the most developed thing that I have. This is like my 800th video or something like that. And looking back from my first video, if I could look at like this video, or maybe some of my like my last 10 videos or whatever, I would have no idea how to emulate that from 2 years ago. Like, I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know how to even begin doing that. And it's the same thing now when I look at other people who have like videos that I admire. It's like, I don't even know how to begin doing that. But I can try to emulate like maybe 1% of it and get good at just like one little aspect of it. And it kind of takes that sort of iteration over time to first develop your own skills and to also like understand what other people are doing. And by the time you do have the skills to emulate them, you'll probably have your own voice anyways that will be pretty distinct from the other people. I hope what I'm saying is making sense. Basically what I'm trying to say is just make stuff and understand that today you sort of have what you can make. And if you're unhappy with what you're able to make, keep making stuff and your voice will develop. And even a voice you don't like, once developed enough, there will be enough interesting stuff in it to where you probably will like it. Even looking back at the music that I wrote when I was like a teenager and in my early 20s, I didn't like it at all. I thought it was like very uniquely me, and like not in a good way though. And I look back on it now and it's like, wow, this is all really special and interesting and unique, and like, what would I want it to sound like other than this, you know? So I don't know, something to think about there. All right.
Chords and harmony are one way of doing it, but you can make so many different kinds of things, and that's the thing that the world almost requires of you the most, is to make the world that is really truly like you, rooted right to the ground of you.
Absolutely. That's worth the $2,500 right there, just to hear that. Hey, and you know what? You're hearing it now for free. There you go.
I had a sense of it. You know, you have a sense of who you are, but until you really start grafting and working and building things, you don't know. A process of learning that is certainly both sort of heart and mind, but also gut, you know? Like you, the grounded you, makes decisions for reasons you will never understand. The heart will interpret those and flower them, and the mind will try and figure it all out. And I think we have the kind of culture that is so skewed. The mind people are rewarded above all others. You think, you know, scholarships and university degrees and...
The most respected of people, of course. They're the top dogs. Hey, did you know I'm in grad school? Whoa. They only let the greatest minds into grad school. Remember that.
The most necessary people in the world right now are people who are native to the heart and the gut. Because these two pieces of equipment are way more ancient and way more grounded than the mind, and also way wiser. There's a really amazing book called The Inner Game of Tennis, which I have spoken about before. Has anyone read this book? Oh, you should all read it. It's quite short.
Oh, good. I don't read long books. I hate long books, dude. That's what I don't like about grad school. They want you to read stuff. And it's like, bro, my mind is already developed. That's how I got here. Let me just draw pictures. I'm sorry, Jacob. I have to interrupt your thing. This JPEG, which I know it's a JPEG because it says .jpeg, that you've had displayed in the back there, is titled ChatGPT image. Dude, you couldn't find a clock with notes on it. You had to ChatGPT it. Oh my god, dude, he didn't even edit it. That is straight from ChatGPT. It's still labeled that. You know he wouldn't have labeled it that if he edited it. That's kind of embarrassing, dude. I wouldn't have named it that. Hey, the banner of this YouTube channel is AI too. How about that?
Vulnerability risk and availability risk and financial risk and all these other things.
Yeah, financial risk. You guys know a lot about that being here.
We get to ask a question. Am I this? Am I this? Yeah. What happens if I, and you can write a song from the perspective of anybody. It could be from you or someone else or someone imaginary or from nobody or from multiple people or from the perspective of, you can kind of move your vantage point around. You can play any character, be any person. And no matter who you play, you'll always find a bit of yourself. You always grow a bit of yourself. So, yeah, I definitely sort of encourage raggedy risk.
You know what? I think that's a good place to end this one. This might be a three-parter, but I want you all to remember that harmony is simple. And if you didn't understand everything that Jacob was doing, you're an idiot, and you're never going to get into grad school. Listen, I'm super busy this week. My parents are visiting, so I barely have any time to film. I thought I'd just jump into this Jacob Collier one just for something easy. There's a lot of stuff to get to, though. There's the whole Fender controversy. Whoa. I actually tried filming that video briefly, and I don't even know how to begin to have an opinion about it, because I don't know. It's so far removed from what I do. There are obvious jokes to be made, like, you're suing people for making guitars that are exactly the same as yours? Well, they are electric guitars after all. Boom, roasted. I might not be able to touch that one. I could touch the Giacomo one. I can talk about McGee. I can talk about Angine D. Portween. That's a tough one, though. It's just guitar brands and legal battle. That's, ooh. Hey, also, I'm getting the recital class going. I got my new address, so that's ready to go. I should be announcing that pretty soon. I believe today's upload is going to be on a Wednesday, so hopefully by Thursday or Friday, I'll have some time to actually set it up for real and make sure it's all working smoothly. We'll see how many people I want for this first one. It might be a small amount, 10 or 12 people, just because it's a new platform. It's still going to be on Zoom, but the actual announcement platform will be something new, and I just want to see how it goes. No more Patreon. I'm sorry. Patreon wasn't working. I was using it incorrectly. Nobody lost money. I lost money, but none of you lost money, so, you can't even be mad at me. Yeah, and I think we should go ahead and wrap this up. Of course, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. Hey, if there are any videos that you want me to react to, maybe go ahead and post them. I like Jacob Collier. I like Marcin. I like Rick Beato. You guys know what I like. So, let me know if you got anything. Of course, head on down over to Rootin's Delight for some merch, some honest merch, and stay tuned for the recital class announcement. Those are going great. This will be the third one, and I'm super excited to get back to it and to start with this new platform and to have it just become a well-oiled weekly machine that just happens and you don't even have to ask. Alright, well, I'll see you in the next one.